My name is André Picard. I'm the health columnist at the Globe and Mail, and I'm also author of the book called Neglected No More: The Urgent Need to Improve the Lives of Canada's Elders. Jane Jacobs once asked, "Where should seniors live?" Someone asked her that, and her answer was, "Everywhere." The renowned urbanist understood that for communities to be vibrant, people need to have a sense of belonging, uh, regardless of their station in life, regardless of their age. Jane Jacobs lived in her home in Toronto's Annex until her death at age 89. She aged in place. That's a privilege that too few Canadians are afforded. Too many of our elders, when they start to get a little rickety, are shuffled off to a long-term care home. They are made invisible. They are disappeared. During the pandemic, elders once again became visible, but it was for all the wrong reasons, because they were dying in droves. COVID-19 has claimed about 60,000 lives in Canada so far. Half of them were people living in institutional settings like care homes, where only about 1% of the population lives. What occurred in long-term care during COVID was a massacre of neglect. If nothing else, that tragedy should force us to rethink how and where we age. Now, when I give public talks, I often begin by asking a question. I ask people, who wants to live in a long-term care home? There's never been a person raise their hand in any audience, and I assume there's none here today, even though I can't see you. Prior to COVID, there was ambivalence about the idea of going off to a care home. Now there's fear. Yet more than 400,000 seniors live in institutional care in Canada. It's one of the highest rates in the world. A good chunk of those who are institutionalized could continue to live in the community if they had proper supports. Allowing them to do so would be more humane and more cost-effective to boot. There's no excuse for not doing it. Long-term care homes exist at the precarious intersection of housing, social welfare, and healthcare. To improve the lives of elders, we need to rethink our approach to all three of these policy areas. Tonight, you'll hear a lot about aging in place. I prefer the term aging in the right place. While I'm highly critical of what unfolded in some care homes during COVID, I believe long-term care homes are essential for some people. But sending people to nursing homes has to be a last resort, not a default setting. There needs to be a continuum of options for where we live as we age, in standalone homes, in apartments, supportive housing, senior residences, and care homes. And the key word here is options or choices. Aging in the right place means the ability to live safely in one's home and community, regardless of age, income, or mental or physical capacity. To live in a familiar setting that allows independence, social participation, and comfort. In other words, a home can be many things, but it has to be a place where you have agency and a sense of belonging and security. And a home, no matter what it looks like, is not an island. We need the cities around our homes to be age-friendly. Seniors capable of living independently in the community are often driven out of their homes by seemingly small nuisances: stairs, icy sidewalks, poor transit, an inability to cross the street because the light changes too quickly. These little things matter. If, as Jane Jacobs said, seniors should live everywhere, then everywhere must be accessible and welcoming to them. We need more attractive places to live as we age. For example, Canada is sorely lacking in supportive housing, where they bring enough health and social supports to your door that you can age in place safely. Before closing, I want to come back to the topic of long-term care homes. They are sometimes the right place to age. They're safer, but they still have to be homes, not institutions. In Canada, our care homes far too often look and feel and smell like prisons. In Denmark, I visited care homes that actually looked like homes with a dozen or so residents. These homes were always paired with schools and daycares, so seniors could interact with younger people in the community every day. These homes invest in rehab and re-enablement so people can continue to function. More importantly, residents of Danish care homes are active participants in their own lives. If they're able, residents cook, they make their beds, they clean up, they eat what they want, they sleep when they want to sleep. In most Canadian care homes, we prescribe disengagement. We regiment people's lives. We strip them of agency and their sense of purpose. We infantilize, decondition, and make people dependent. That's no life, and that's not what you want in a home. Ultimately, that's what aging in the right place is about, having a life and living it to the best of your abilities, feeling like you belong. Now, aging is inevitable, but how we stay connected and how we keep our joy alive is a choice, an individual and collective choice that depends on our public policies and how we give life to our values. Thank you, and I'll turn it back now to Jennifer.